That is still weird. Need to fix that. Flipping Discord not showing that I'm live automatically, which it used to, but for some reason now it doesn't like that. Maybe I need to run the Discord update. That probably is most likely it. Hello, everybody. Right. Just getting my social media crap, not crap, but stuff out of the way and done with, and then we can carry on. Oh, wait a minute. I'll skip to step. Derp. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. I recently got installed a, well, I didn't install anything. I altered my shortcuts for Opera GX, where I can actually use a key command to mute tabs if I want to, which is fantastic. It'd be nice if I could change it to be like the tab number, and I just do like Control 2, like 2 times in a row, and it automatically mutes it. That would be so sick. I would love, love, love for that to be a thing. So if Opera were ever going to listen to me, please listen to me now. Right, let's move this out of the way. Yep, making sure everything's all good. I think we're all right. Welcome everybody, welcome, welcome as always. Alright, it's done a couple of things today actually. I'm as it says in the title, I'm trying to get dynamic grip to work again. For some reason, I'm not even getting the MCM menu to pop up. Like, somehow the mod sort of works, but the MCM just does not pop up. It's really weird. Manually initialize the MCM using Jackson's MCM kicker, or ensure your game mods are compatible. Oh, good old AI overview. It's actually sometimes it's actually quite useful. Other times you're just like, what the fuck? You are dumb as bricks. But hey. All right, so dynamic grip. Tell you what, let me highlight it. Make sure that I have. Yep, dynamic grip ESL is on. And no conflicts or missing parts. Cool, good to know. Little bugs a lot. Find him. No. Okay, fine. That's a bit weird. My god, I'm getting internet brain rot going through my fucking head. Ugh. Interesting. And bearing in mind, this issue that I've been having has been happening since before I installed BFCO, so it's not BFCO. Before anybody says anything. Oh well, I'll have to have a look into it and see what I can do. Do I have MCM? I do not. What? That's weird. I thought I did have the MCM kicker. What was it? Jackson's. Well, clearly I do. I have it right here. MCM kicker, ESPFE. Oh shit. I've got MCM helper. Let me just quickly re-download it, make sure that I've got a copy of it. Ah, here it is. Okay, load that up. And don't worry about the messages above me, they'll disappear as soon as people start chatting. Well, fairly quickly. I actually kind of want to figure out a way to make that go invisible when, like, there's no chat going on. Just because I think it'll look a bit cleaner. Alright, put that in. A whole bunch of TRD. Interesting. Let's do a quick looty loot. I'm just going to run loot and make sure that those ESPs are actually in the right places where they need to be. I think I fixed one of my open world bugs, which was kind of awesome. I had a mod on called The Restless Dead, which adds in a bunch. It doesn't add in as much as it adds to. It gives you more undead creatures to play around with and fight and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you lot, I'm sorry, but you're not more important than high poly heads. The joke's on you. There you go. I mean, I don't want my characters to look ugly AF because raisins. Oh yeah, I have to leave that on these days because I've actually got a bunch of mods that are that I've hidden because I've got them installed and I've got them downloaded. I don't need to see them anymore. I actually probably need to do that again. Yeah, because you can hide installed, uninstalled, or all. So I might just hide installed and hit yes. Oh god, if this takes forever, it might well do actually, now that I think about it. Fuck. That was a bad idea. But anyway, I'm actually going to have a quick look-see on YouTube for a good reason. Oh yeah. I need to rewatch this at some point, but the tech demo for The Witcher 4 looks fucking sick. And I must admit, Ciri is... What they did with Ciri, in my opinion, is actually really cool. She looks really good. She... How do I describe this? She looks good without looking overly sexy. Now, I know some people will say, oh my god, that's heresy. She has to look sexy, but I'm going to be brutally honest. For immersion's sake, she does not. She's a fucking witcher. She's not a princess anymore. I mean, probably the highlight of going to a town in the evening after hunting a bunch of monsters is probably going to a bathhouse and taking a goddamn bath. Because they've probably been out in the boonies for fuck knows how long. Getting very doity. Alright. Oh, Master Cheesy's done a new video. You know what? I'm going to piggyback off of Master Cheesy for today.
Hey guys, welcome back to another.
And we're going to watch his video. So, this is 17 new Skyrim mods of May I can't play without anymore. Wow, long title, but should be good, hopefully.
Another Skyrim mods video. Today is kind of a long one, as you can tell, because it's my tried and tested mods of May that I ended up keeping inside of my load order. And knowing myself, unless I break something inside of my load order, they will never be leaving it. So without further ado, don't forget to endorse mod authors if you find a mod that you like, and let's dive right in.
I do that all the damn time.
Coming to our next mod, a massive overhaul for the Orc strongholds around Skyrim. This mod is called Orc Strongholds All-in-One, changing up every main Orc stronghold around Skyrim with the new massive overhaul, expanding the area with new Orc-based items and filling those new areas up with brand new NPCs. The newly added NPCs all have their own daily lives and AI, so they won't...
One thing I will say, sorry about the very quick pause, quite simply, I will say this. Adding too many new NPCs, not a good idea. A few, not bad. So you should be... As long as you're not using a ton of these massive war overhauls where there's hundreds, if not thousands of new NPCs, you should be good.
Just in one area using your old stem setup and having a huge orgy, making this mod super predictable. And I probably know what you're thinking. You've seen these Orc strongholds before, and honestly, you'd be wrong to think that this is the same as the old version that came as standalones. All of the standalone versions have almost completely been reworked to help with FPS and fix occlusion, allowing for a much smoother experience while also increasing your immersion by levels only a mod this massive could. And even though this mod is massive, most of the changes are based on the textures that you use, so having a lower resolution might help you even more so with your FPS. And if you use something like Mandragora Sprout, Daedric Shrines, the new shrine will also use those textures and meshes. Same with the wood, the Orc lanterns, and even the shields displayed on the high walls that are probably meant to scream to stay out. But honestly, even though the Orcs tell you to stay away, they are usually more friendly than Stormcloaks, which is a little weird in my opinion. I don't want to completely hype this mod up as being perfect. It just recently came out and patches and bug fixes are being made because this is a pretty big expansion that pretty much makes all of the old patches made for the standalone useless. But what I can say is that now that this is an all-in-one and everyone's been asking for that, everyone's going to be mainly supporting this version rather than the standalone versions. So whenever you're ready to sacrifice your dying Dulod and text gen files and rerun it, even though those take hours for some people, you're more than likely not going to be going back, unless you like a specific change that the standalone version did that this new all-in-one doesn't, because there are tons of new items placed in the fort and better nav mesh, to be honest, but that also means some things were removed. Honestly, I still haven't even learned how to use Creation Kit. 4 years modding later, I'm a slow learner. I usually learn by downloading mods until things break, then starting over, but that's just me. And then this mod author spent 2 years in Creation Kit to make overhauls that no one else did or was willing to. Most of the changes you'll find is that mod authors usually just added clutter to make the orc strongholds not.
It's probably because, if I'm going to be brutally honest, orcs are not a mega popular race because they're, at least in the base game, they are far more ugly than even any of the other races, in my opinion. Now, bearing in mind, this is coming from someone who doesn't play orcs, end of story. But, you know, up to you. But that's probably the main reason.
It's so empty, but this is basically something I really hope that we can even see in Elder Scrolls 6, because this is what a modern orc stronghold should look like. I also vaguely remember calling Elder Scrolls 6 Skyrim 2. Up next we have Sanguine Symphony. This mod is pretty much a complete combat overhaul, well, in terms of how combat feels, adding completely new blood textures and effects while in the midst of fighting, bringing out the brutal side of Skyrim. The new blood splatter is also dynamic, meaning the harder you hit the enemy, the more blood will come out, as well as the blood texture will be darker,
that's kinda cool.
and the puddle will also be bigger. But a new cool effect also I wanted to point out is the new puncture effect, which is something I've only seen in this mod. But if you use an arrow, though, usually they bounce off until your archer skill levels up. If you kill an enemy with it or you just hit them for a lot of damage, there will be a dynamic arrow hole in their body and armor changing appearance depending on the type of armor. And these are dynamic because most of the armors I have I don't even know the name of, but Q&D Spid made me download them, so here we are. This mod also has dynamic effects when hitting certain enemies, so hitting armor or just metal enemies like Dwarven Centurion, the enemies will have sparks flying, as well as oil splattering on the floor. But the moment you hit a human enemy in a vulnerable spot, or you just deal tons of damage, blood will begin to flow on impact. There's also a cool effect that I'm not sure is part of vanilla, but if you are low health and you start walking, you'll see little blood droplets dropping on the floor behind you. Though, like I said, I'm not really sure if that is a vanilla effect, but I've never paid attention to it until I started staring at blood because of this mod. So let me know if I'm right about that down in the comments if you've noticed that. Otherwise, we're just going to move on to the next cool effect, which some of you usually ask me about. This mod on kill of an enemy also added a new slow motion effect. I used to use the mod cinematic kill cam 2, which people used to ask me about, but this mod includes that feature and does it in a more dynamic way, without the need of an extra ESP to do it. You can configure how it triggers. You can have it trigger on every enemy death like I have, or turn it so it only triggers when the last enemy dies. But I love cinematic combat, so I have it turned on for every single one. You can also add a knockback effect to the death.
Not me.
Also,
I wouldn't do that personally.
Characters seem stronger. The main reason I recommend this mod over cinematic kill, besides all the other features, is that mod triggers multiple times if you hit a dead enemy. But this mod works so that only the slow motion is activated when you kill the enemy, and it doesn't stack, so you're not slowed down for 5 to 10 seconds. Also, another small part I wanted to mention is that the blood drop effect have a 3D appearance depending on the surface, so it may use complex parallax, but it isn't stated on the mod page, so I won't say that it is. Maybe the textures are just that good. And as I mentioned before, everything about this mod can be changed.
Yes, Big Puppy, I'm just interested in seeing what mods are out there and what could be interesting.
Changed in the MCM. You can disable some effects if you prefer, or keep everything enabled. And like I also mentioned before, everything enabled with this mod is pretty much like a complete combat overhaul. So I definitely recommend trying this mod out. Passive skill experience. This mod is called Natural Learning, a passive skill tree. But first, to obtain the passives, or at least monitor them, you need to go to Helgen and find the book. You can teleport to grab the book, or another immersive way to obtain the book is buying it from any general goods store like Bellathor's General's Good. This is separate though. The intentional way is to grab the book from Helgen, but to each their own. The book only helps you monitor your passive skills as well. I feel like I need to say that. With this mod installed, the more you use the skill, such as one-handed or block skills, As they level up, you will begin to gain new passives that blend into the game because they're not overpowered. And this mod was set up with the book as a way to monitor the skill so it doesn't clutter your active effects menu or just your screen with effects as of current. So the only way to tell if you have the passives unlocked is to check the book. And the best part about this is that it is not a completely separate skill tree that you have to level up, because then that will make it a little tedious. Instead, you literally gain the passive skills as you level up any of the vanilla skill trees, and that is usually by repeated use. And because this mod uses Skypatcher, which is a mod I highly recommend actually, there's an optional file that lets you distribute these passives to NPCs, because in the base mod it is player only, which is what I prefer. But just in case you want to suffer a little bit, because there will be no way to check the NPC's passives unless you check their skill trees, which I don't think you can do in vanilla Skyrim, or you can just do the math and just know what you're getting into. And in case you're asking yourself, yes, this works with all perk overhauls, including Ordinator, because it touches none of the vanilla perks. It literally just kind of piggybacks on it, so whenever your skill goes from level 20 to 30, you'll gain the perks dynamically. And even though I put the perk effects on the screen for most of them, I don't expect you guys to read them, but I just wanted to let you know that they are there.
Oh, I use experience already. It's really good.
And a quick side note, just in case you use something like experience and static skill leveling, because you can level your skills up with that by repeated use, you don't have to worry about it either way, because this works with the level of the skill. So even if you use static skill leveling to level up your skills, you'll still gain the passives, just maybe a little faster than you would in vanilla Skyrim. The first mod bringing us to the Hall of the Vigilant for probably the smallest mod of this video. This mod is called Radiance by John Skyrim, featuring a new mace that has an Aliot stone, if I said that right, let me know down in the comments, that is slotted into the top of the mace and also the bottom. This mod features 1K textures up to 4K, whichever you choose to download, and for the showcase I am using the 4K version. But before you obtain the Radiance mace, you have to go through a short adventure and quest bringing you to multiple locations. Where the Stendar Shrine is in vanilla, this location is.
I love how people call it short. Half of these are by no means short, especially if you don't fast travel.
And added by the mod, and after praying, a ghost will appear, guiding you on the quest to the next location, and then the next one. This quest does have quest markers, but if you just listen to the dialogue of the ghost that you summon every time that you pray at the shrine, you will easily be able to find the next location. But some of the locations are a little harder to get to than other ones, with the Twin Pillars being the very last location that you have to visit, and after that you'll obtain an item called the Radiating Stone, and then you just have to take it back to the Hall of the Vigilant where everything started. From there is another small quest that takes place with a bunch of dialogue that you have to go through. But of course I won't be spoiling everything about this quest mod, but back to the mace at hand, because this mace is pretty useful. You can toggle the light on and off, but if you equipped it, it will also just turn on automatically. You can also have the option to change the light color with certain buttons. And if you think the light is too bright, you can also go through and change the radius that the light activates. But the most useful feature is that with the mod, you can also change it to a two-handed warhammer instead of just being a mace. You can only switch it between two-handed and one-handed with the weapon unequipped, so you won't be doing it in the middle of combat, though that would make it pretty cool. There's no special added features between the two. Well, of course, besides the damage difference of using a two-handed versus a one-handed weapon. And aside from the light changes that this mace comes with, it is technically unenchanted, but it does have a description, and it counts as a silver weapon. So by the time in-game rolls around, this can be the ultimate Daedra killer. Or you can just use it like a lamp and just light up caves if you want to do it that way, but that's pretty boring. The next mod up, just because I wanted to give this mod author a shout out.
If I wanted to just use it to light up caves, I would just keep the crystal. And personally, I'm not a mace fan, so that mod is one that I am going to be avoiding.
Out for making their first mod and it actually being amazing. We have the mod Frost Druid, which you can find in Dragon's Reach balcony inside of a chest based on the description, because I used an add item menu, which I do for most armors. But this armor, as you can see, and based on the title unless you missed it, is a unisex frost-based druid armor. Fully standalone, not replacing anything, but I do think it would make a great stall room replacer. But this,
I think I have seen that on before, Big Puppy, but the only issue that I've had with that, with mods like that, is it's not particularly stable because of the cart animations and all that lot. I mean, you guys remember the early days of Skyrim where the cart would fly off into the sky during the beginning cinematic? I remember hearing people talking about it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't use those kind of mods.
This armor also comes with a few accessory parts and a few weapons like the Warhammer, which has no special name, it's just simply called Warhammer. But then you have the Frost Lord staff, which was probably obvious by the name. Either way, moving on. This mod also comes with its own new custom spell that summons a new ice steed that does use the same animations as a horse, so you don't have to worry about anything weird happening when riding it. The weirdest part about the horse is that it has no joints, or flesh, or muscles. It's just a floating pile of ice, but I guess magic is a thing in Skyrim, so I guess it makes sense in terms of fantasy. But it is freaky for me to look at, but also a little cool. The mod author does have another armor I wanted to showcase here, but maybe in another video when I have more time. This is just because I really like the armor and the armor that this mod author is currently in the making of. And it's just one of their first ones, with the Aldrich being the other one that I highly recommend. And
Yeah,
finally up next,
good.
we have the mod Smooth Moveset, but with Open Animation Replacer, pretty much eliminating all incompatibilities. Well, almost. But either way, this mod adds in tons of new animations like Combat Idle, Non-Combat Idle, the Move Stop, Draw, and also transitions based on conditions. That is directly from the mod page, so now I'll explain it in my own terms. This mod makes your idle dynamic depending on the situation you are in, such as if you lock onto a target, you will go into a battle ready stance, but if you unlock from an enemy, you'll go back to the normal idle, and this is whether you're in combat or not. There's also the change where if an enemy is ready to start attacking you, you will go into a combat stance until the combat is over with. But this mod does so much more, like especially including new movement animations, previously only available on the Patreon, which I paid for. But it is very cheap, and honestly, Smooth is one of the patrons I would honestly recommend to people. But moving on, these new idle animations are unique to every weapon type in Skyrim, even the pikes from Animated Armory. But of course, you do need the attack animations to go with them, or they might look a little out of place. Up next is Simple Environmental Enhancement mod.
I have been interested in trying out that mod, but the only thing that I've come across is I've got a ton of other mods and I can't be bothered to disable them. So it's got to be really good and my style, especially, for me to actually want to change my animations.
This mod is simply called Dirt Cliffs Enhancements, replacing the normal wooden low quality vines that you usually see sticking out of dirt cliffs with high quality ivy that will have the resolution of the ivy variant that you downloaded from 1K up to 4K for whatever reason you're using that. And when I say high quality ivy, I don't mean it will use whatever ivy texture you have, but it is a mod called high quality ivy, and that mod is a requirement to use this. This mod can be used alongside other plant placements, such as if you happen to be using Skyrim 3D landscapes. Like me, no patches needed. Also, you'll just have double the amount of ivy placed over your dirt cliffs. So if you love a vibrant and lush environment, and you already use mods that increase the number of trees placed around Skyrim, this probably is perfect for you. Firstly, this armor mod is called Spider Knight, but that's not the mod I'm showcasing. Instead, I'm showcasing the mod Object Impact Framework, allowing authors to implement on-hit reactions to items in the world. Like when you look at the optional file, this comes with two available options. Firstly, being able to chop trees for firewood, but it will provide an infinite amount of firewood. And the second option being able to hit cheese and replace cheese wheels with instead cheese wedges. I think this is dynamic also because there was one time I was able to hit the cheese and only one cheese slice came from it rather than the entire thing turning to cheese slices. But I wasn't able to activate that mode again, and it always just turns the cheese into multiple slices. But there is also alternate mods such as emergency firewood, basically allowing...
Alright, I'll tell you what, I'm probably not going to watch the entirety of this. Floral meadows. Once we're here, what's this one?
It's grass. The next mod is a small but interesting quest mod with the name Once We Were Here, adding in a new NPC called Silas, who you will have to meet at an unmarked location called the Altar of Zrib, which if you want to teleport to, is POI Snow 20. And yes, that means that this is a vanilla location.
Tell me, do you believe the divines to be a force of good or a force of evil? You see me standing before you, alive and questioning, and still you claim the divines are unworthy. It is from their sacrifice that we can question their morality. Proof enough that they are deserving of our praise.
This mod will take you through Skyrim.
That is some really impressive voice work. That's like Super clean, super clear.
Just a few different locations.
Very
You
cool.
don't have to worry about traveling 24/7 to explore and learn the history of how the Nords got to this snowy landscape and why they left their original land, which used to be teeming with life and full of lush landscape, and came to this snowy, barren island. And what happened to the original inhabitants, which were called the Snow Elves, who all changed drastically. With this new quest mod, you'll learn the dark history of Skyrim, all from the voice actor called D.D. Roman, which I did mention before, and you'll probably have fun doing so, because this mod has no quest markers, so you'll have to listen to find the next objective and to continue the quest line. But to be fair, to my credit, I did showcase all the locations that you have to go to. I just didn't name them just so it's a little harder on you. But I'm sure you'll have fun with this quest mod.
Warrens
Okay, kinda
would come
cool.
to settle the city. Despite the blood spilt on these grounds, the Nords seek to reclaim what was lost. A valiant effort, if not a somber one. The Nords hail from Atmora, a continent once teeming with life, now frozen solid. Isgramor, a figure synonymous with the Nords, eventually left this land during an ongoing conflict with the Dragon Cult. When their expedition safely navigated the Sea of Ghosts, they settled in Skyrim, making Sarthal as their first city. The Snow Elves and ancient Nords lived in an uneasy peace, if but for a time. Yet this did not last. Due to growing tensions within the land, the Myrn let an assault on the city.
And that was it for today, guys. Like I said,
All right, cool. I did skip over a couple because I wasn't sure whether I could be bothered. But I do want to try out Dial, which is... Let me go back to here.
every time you... Up next, a new lighting overhaul, if we can fully call it that. But this mod is called Dynamic Interior Ambient Lighting, or DAL for short. This mod works with all lighting overhauls, including ENB and community shaders. And what this mod does that makes it so must-have is that it truly gives you a dynamic interior lighting feeling. Before, when it got dark,
This
only
is
the
kinda
lighting
cool,
sources
I'm not gonna
changed
lie.
if you even had that option enabled. But the rest of the interior would still seem pretty bright with the other light sources. But now with this mod, everything changes so you can finally tell the time of day, and you can also dynamically see the brightness and colors of the interior change as the day progresses. I might make another video doing a side-by-side with every lighting overhaul so you can truly see everything that this mod will do for you. But trust me, even first installing this mod, your nights will never look the same, and you'll probably notice the changes immediately because the day is also a little bit brighter to reflect the more lighting being placed into the interiors. The description states days are bright white, sunsets and sunrise are a warm orange tint, and nights have a dark blue tint. But the thing is, during installation, you could pick how dark you want this mod to get or how bright. I generally choose the dark version so that it can match Lux lighting, but that is up to you. I could definitely see this mod in the future
Yeah, I'll
becoming
probably do
part
that
of
as well.
everyone's load order. This next
Very
armor is
cool.
called...
Oh yeah, and the Visual Knight outfit, which I'm sure most people who play female characters have already seen. Alright, not much else going on, so let's get in. Been making a D&D campaign and this is quite fun so far. Oh, cool. And I'm still making the area they will be exploring and making the main big bad. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I love the idea. Okay, where's Dial? There it is. Dynamic interior ambient lighting. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the dark one as well, simply because of Lux. That was weird. When I activated that, failed to restore load order for Dial Dark. Okay, I'm actually going to go on the page. Let's grab this one. Big Bad is going to be a sorcerer legend. His Phylactery is his dead wife's body. Oh, that's both really cool and really creepy at the same time. I'm not going to lie. Weird. I might adjust up to you. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to have to loot this again just to make sure that everything works properly. Alright, update, sort. We will be getting in-game very shortly, guys, I promise. Just thought I'd show off Master Cheesy's stuff, because he does a really good job on his videos. Oh, very cool. Oh, is that good? Whatever. I'll leave it as is. Alright. And yes, I downloaded Cosplay Pack Gala from Carnarvon's Patreon. It was literally £3, so I was just like, why not? Yeah. Yeah, that is insanely cheap. I will be looking at it later, I just haven't installed it or set it up yet. I'll do that at some point soon. Probably off stream, actually, just to make sure that it works. Because I don't really want to be showing a buggy mod. Because even though I believe in showing buggy mods, it's in a beta test at the moment, so... You know. I'm very much willing to let that part slide a bit because, you know, you're probably going to be bugs that will be fixed for the release version. Come on, hair, stop being annoying. But it's going to make for some really sick screenshots for new characters. Huh? I think that's going to be really cool. And knowing me, I'll probably see if I can find a way to make them look at least semi-lore friendly, depending on the setting. That's kind of the space that I tend to stick to, semi-lore friendly. Now, I know some people are just like absolute lore fiends and want it to be as lore friendly as humanly possible. Personally, I don't overly care. I don't have like a whole bunch of random modern outfits distributed to my NPCs, but I also do have those kind of outfits installed just for like random testing and maybe a few screenshots every now and again, but that's it. I don't know about you guys, but I've been thinking about this for like potential like future games. Was making a think she resurrects into his wife's body and like becoming his wife. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyway, the idea that I had was you could theoretically make a world that's so advanced with magic rather than technology that it almost looks like you have technology in the world. Whereas most people prefer to, whenever they make a setting, they make it with actual technology or magic and don't mix the two. And when I say actual technology, I'm talking like modern technology. Nice. Oh, right. Has dynamic grip actually woken the F up? I have not seen it so far. That's not good. Okay, it works without a search bar. Sorry, it works without the MCM. Weird. Okay. Well, if it does, it's not there. Oops. Yeah, this is the mod that I'm trying to get working. And I'm 99.9% sure I've got all the requirements. Very weird. Oh well. Weird. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether I was actually going to use a two-hander on this character, so it doesn't overly matter. But I can, for an example, do it this way. Nice. Oh, right. Oh, my necklace is glitched. Lol. There we go.
Shiny. 'Shiny. 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 '
And for those wondering, no, this is not Yuki, the character that I have been playing recently. She is still around, but I just haven't decided to play her today. This is Lysara. She's a... I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a mage at some point. Make her a mage of some sort. Not 100% sure just yet. It's honestly, big puppy. I'm planning on a mage for this character. But instead of being that guy and optimizing the holy shit out of playing, which I must admit does get boring after a while. Even I recognize that. I am not going to play an Ultima this time. Because don't get me wrong, High Elves are really cool and really powerful. But because they're so powerful, I'm not overly a fan of playing them at the moment. As mages. Although, to be honest, Bosma are ridiculously good at being sneaky and archers. So, yeah.
Gods aren't a big part of my life.
I see. Well, perhaps you'll take pity on a humble priest who has lost something precious.
What did you lose?
My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless.
I've also disabled one of the main things for Woodelfs in
I'll find your amulet.
Imperius, where they do not have the Green Pact ability. Or at least this character doesn't. Because I've wanted to see how I play with it on my main character, Yuki. And I'm going to try it without it on this character. Sorry, my hair was being annoying.
How do you feel about the war?
This terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed. As are the catacombs. The blessing of Arche be upon you.
Gotcha. Hey, look, his head is there, it's just invisible. Weird game. Just plain weird. There we go. I actually want to test something. There's this thing that I know of that happens in Skyrim. Or at least with Legacy of the Dragonborn installed. If I sell off one of the items that's part of Legacy of the Dragonborn, later on you will get a message from Orion, the museum curator, saying, I understand you sold this off to a trader. I'd like to speak with you. And I was just like, huh, well that's cool. And I'm wondering how often that happens. Bearing in mind this happens if you don't go to him in the first place.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company.
I am so small.
I found your amulet.
It's the thing about being a wood elf.
Okay. Please, take this gold for your troubles. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, if I stand next to him, I'm only just up to his shoulder. And I must admit, that doesn't bother me in the least bit. I actually don't mind it. Yeah, I need to try out one of the Skyrim parkour mods. The ones where you can climb up places. Just so that I don't have these spots all over the place, which even the NPCs can use.
I don't have any money. You better give me 5 seconds right now. Bloody your nose. No, please. I really don't have any money, babe. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me. 10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn. Or I'll bloody your nose and your nose.
Alright, tell you what. I'm going to go by rings. And I'm going to equip the Weather Ward because it's actually much more useful for me now that I'm a vampire. And I'm going to go and sell the Sunfire Ring to Bellathor.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed.
Primarily because I need the money.
Everything's for sale, my friend.
What have you got for sale?
Everything. Find a sister? Oh, a bit of this, a bit of that. Do come back.
Actually, I think he does sometimes have, like, spell books.
Looking to sell. Oh, a bit of this, a bit of that.
Raise Zombie. I tend to avoid Raise Zombie. I tend to go for, like, Reanimate Corpse if I'm going to go for Necromancy. Because it's so much better, and it's considerably more worth it. Ooh, tempting, tempting. So tempting that I'm buying them.
Remember, I'll give you the best deals or die trying.
And for those wondering, yes, I have changed out my audio mods. Well, correction, I have changed them out. I have swapped them over to a different options within the same mods.
Prepared to make any deal.
Sure you are. Alright.
Everything's for
Yeah, okay, I need to.
Visit no other shops today.
I need to get myself a different outfit for those. Fair enough. There's no audio slider for the goddamn steps. And believe you me, I've looked. This is the vanilla footstep slider, right? I don't know. Oh, there is. Okay. Never mind. If I drag it down to about here. Why does there need to be a new slider for it? That makes no sense.
Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Lol, my necklace just broke again. Right. I don't actually have much to do at the moment on this character. I do have a bit of hunting that I can do. But yeah, as a vampire, I don't really eat anything. So there's no point in using the Green Pact. Well, there is if you want the stats bonus, but I don't overly care personally. I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to take... Let's take that off. Nice, noob night. Nice. Oh, thanks, dude. Oh, you... I definitely need to do something about this outfit. I got this character outfit. I got her this outfit because she was in Morthal when she started off, and like the second you leave those gates, it's just snow as far as the eye can see. And you're just like, yeah, I'm giving her a better outfit.
I have traveled far across Tamriel to serve you.
What have you got for sale?
I really do want
Take a look.
someone to do an SPID file. I'm not 100% sure if it already exists, but if they don't exist, I want one for the Moon Monk robes. Because I think that would be really cool. And I don't have to craft them. Plus, that book is worth 2,000 gold, and I'm just like, oh. What mods would you actually consider? I have an RTX 2060 Super, so I can't install any super duper high quality ENB. I'm suggestions. I'm talking about must-have mods. Ooh. If you're using a 2060, that means you've got what, about 6 gigs of VRAM? That's not too bad. I'd recommend kind of stick to 1 to 2K textures Honestly, it should be fine on 2K, but if you're starting to have issues, then I would go down to 1. And honestly, when it comes to like, especially when it comes to like appearance mods, those are entirely up to you. Those are your thing. But when it comes to recommended mods, I always recommend
May your road lead you to warm sands.
a new animation framework. Like, I use Nemesis still because I have the Ultimate Dodge mod.
You know that our supply is
But Pandora is even more impressive than Nemesis ever was, which is incredible in its own right. Oh, that's why. Whoops. I have my night vision turned on.
would be thought out of your mind.
Fair enough. Yeah, Skyland is what I'm using. ENB wise, personally, I'm using I am using Picho ENB, which I've modified a little bit. Not by much, it's just a couple of settings that I wasn't a big fan of originally. I can't remember what. I think I'm using True Storms for my weather mod. Oh. Ruh-roh. Let's do a quick blood potion. Just for the time being. Yeah, I use True Storms. I don't know whether I'm using Vivid Weathers as well. I'd have... Oh yeah, I'm using Natty NB for the weathers. And then I put Picho over the top. Bearing in mind, Picho can be a bit heavy, but it's... really depends on what you want out of the ENB, honestly. If you want like super fancy effects, then I'd go for something like Picho. But if you don't, then honestly, even base game ENB is a lot better than the normal Skyrim. Yeah, there's another one up there. Yeah, give me a sec to get out of here, and then I will list off a few more bits and pieces. But yeah, even the bigger ENBs often have like a performance patch version of them. So, in some ways, I would even suggest those. It really depends on what you're going for. Are you going for fidelity or are you going for performance? Some of the big fidelity folks are just like, I don't care, I'm only at 40 frames a second, but my game still runs fine. Which I don't agree with personally, but if you like that, great, go for it. Come on, I really want just a throwable weapons mod. That would be so cool. Always got far too much crap in my inventory. Oh, why? Fine, I'm ditching the dynamics into there. Not that one. Seriously? What in the fuck is going on here? That was a bit weird. Crap.
Close enough.
Dealt with your idiot ass. Fair enough. Use Vivid Weathers as a replacer for the whole feel of the game. Also, we heard about the whole new community shaders, which is much lighter. True, yeah, it is a lot lighter than ENB, but bearing in mind ENB is so. I think both of them are very heavily customizable, but I am the most used to ENB, so I've just stuck with it, honestly. I mean, one of the other guys that I know of that I don't know whether he's upgraded or not, but Mouse used to use a 2060, and all of his textures are like 1 and 2K, aside from the character. So, honestly, for lower end systems, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to ask, but I would definitely what I would do is I would have a look at people who've done gameplay and they've put like videos of it up, check what their system specs are, and then have a look at their mod list if it's available. That's my best suggestion. Bear motherfuckers. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a bunch of not particularly lore-friendly stuff in here, but I also have like Dark Souls gear, I have all kinds of stuff. We got the different Lich King gears. And for those wondering about the Dragon Priest masks, that's for the belt-mounted Dragon Priest masks. So bearing in mind, this requires the belt... Oh, I'm in the way. This requires the belt version of the mask, so I can't make Dragon Priest masks. That's... Oh god, I'm just getting random music from World of Warcraft. Of course. Whoops. Didn't mean to cause that much distraction, but hey ho. Ooh, cycle strength. So yeah, what I'm planning with this character is I kind of want to do the Bosmer equivalent to a battle mage. So the standard battle mage that everybody thinks of is like the heavy armor battle mage, someone who is there to tank a shitload of damage and also cast spells. So my thoughts are, well, Bosmer are better with light armor and bows and sneak. So what if I take the battle mage concept and then adapt it around those three pillars of being a Bosmer, and see how well I can get it to work? So that's what I'm thinking with this character. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think I've noticed something. If I go back into Imperius... and turn Green Pact back on. I wonder if the Harrier was being blocked by the fact that I had Green Pact entirely turned off. I might have to have a look into that. Oh. Oh, it's a skeleton. Oh, shit. Ooh, I think I'm going to have to go into Imperius and disable active manually line and re-enable. That release sound effect for the bows doesn't seem very realistic to me, so I tell you what, I might show you guys in a little bit what I'm planning on doing with that. There's this little thing that I've learned in recent months with video editing, where I can adjust the sound of audio clips in DaVinci Resolve. So what I might do is I might see if I could just lower it a bit. What mod am I using for third person? It looks so cool. I am using SmoothCam, and I've got my own presets for it. Actually, I need to put that up on as a thing for Patreon as well. Don't worry, Patreon is completely free for me. Alright, Birdie, alright, I'm coming. What is it, a deer? Looks like it. Gotcha. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah. I think it's just a... Funniest thing is, it's just a standard reaction video. They're not hard to do. It's funny, isn't it? The most common shit that has been posted to the internet for literally years at this point blows up in a minor way on my channel. Huh? Why? Ugh, that's £35. I'm looking for something that's not £35 to drop, preferably. I've got a bunch of hides. I've got a bunch of steel. I'm gonna cheat. I know some people don't like it when I do this, but tough shit. That was very unexpected. Ah, here we go. I'm going to turn those on anyway when I go to the museum. Potions, poisons, soul gems, scrolls. There we go. It is a minor bit of cheating just to clear my fucking inventory. It's me saying my inventory's full. Shut up. Funny thing is, if I use the stash spell and I stash weapons and armor, at this current point, so right now, I can't get access that shit at all. So it's not really cheating. It's basically until I get to 50 items for the museum, that shit's more or less deleted. Although I must admit, I could literally go up to the safe house in Solitude, type, open the console, click on the door, and type in unlock. Then I've got a frickin' house for free. And that would be cheating. Oh yeah, there's still a bunch of bandits in the fort. Because I left them because I decided I couldn't be fagged to kill them. Whee! Go then. Oh, hey, look, the idiots have returned. Hey, look, more target practice.
No more! I yield! I yield! Ah!
You know what? I might start using one of my hairstyle presets. Maybe not that one. That one's a bit too ridiculous. Definitely not that one. As for the more wild wood elves. There we go. So it's still more or less the same style of hairstyle, but it's just a different version. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have vampirism. Bro, really? In the vanilla game, they investigate arrows being shot at them, but... Oh, it's because they're not considered... Damn it. Technically, they're not hostile. I still kill them because they're bandits. I'd like it if someone just made their aggro range just smaller. Just so they don't immediately attack you for no apparent fucking reason. Oh yeah, I actually added in a mod that makes these crates actually lootable. It was something that I noticed in Oblivion and I was just like, holy shit, you can loot those crates. And to me that was kind of mind-blowing. I was just like, that wasn't a thing in Skyrim. So I just had a bit of a search for it earlier today and I noticed it and I just thought, oh, cool. I've seen people doing trick shots where they have quite literally just shot up in the air and the arrow comes straight back down and hits the bandit in the top of the head. Some of the crazy trick shots that I've seen in Skyrim in the past are just that. They are amazing. Poison resistance amulet. Cool. I tell you what, the amount of random, but in some cases kind of useful stuff that I've found in some of these crates is incredible. Hey, dingus. Oh, creature that it wants me to go after. Cool. I think I must have gotten insanely lucky on... Oh, shit. I can't do that anymore because I'm a vampire. It. But the crazy stuff that I've actually just randomly looted from creatures that this Harrier bird has marked for me is insane. I got a ridiculously good enchanted ring. No, sorry, it wasn't a ring. Amulet, that's what it was. Got a really good enchanted amulet from it. It was a really high-level sneaking amulet. Oh, nice. Pickpocket. My god, this is how dark my game is currently. Gotta turn night vision back on. Much easier. I actually need to go inside some buildings to see just how much of a difference there is. Because one of the buildings that I remember that for some reason always has a ridiculous, like, midday sun kind of look for the lighting is the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun. Oh my god, that's a Daedroth. I am getting the fuck out of here. It'd be interesting to know whether Woodelfs get like a bonus to like specific weapon damages. Okay, so let's go to the Temple of Kinnereth and have a look-see. It's a lot better. It is a lot better. It doesn't look like it's glowing. I didn't just bite him. No, don't be silly. Okay, hunting animals, collect bounty from Morthal. I guess I'll just stick around until the guy pops up. Grab Dream Thief, and I know I don't need them just yet, but I might quickly grab. What am I going to use more? Probably Destruction, honestly. Whoops. Oh, fricking air dash. Get rid of that. I don't understand why you can't unequip items from the quick menu in like Starfield and Fallout. I think that system is so dumb. Come on. Yes, I can. Nope, I'm not taking White Run Guard armor. Don't care for it. I mean, the shield may not be a bad idea, but I'm not going to take any of that gear for the time being just because I don't feel like I need it. All right, let's see. Okay.
Huh?
Those green apples you sold me the other day were delicious.
Okay, that's just weird, but I guess... Honestly, I have no idea. Thing is, you should get a message from Orion when you sell something that he's looking for in the museum. Weird.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
What have you got for sale?
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this.
Interesting. I think what I'm going to want... I might... You know what, let's grab Hailstone and Ice Spike. Maybe it'll give me more of a reason to actually use the damn things. Might have to try those new water-based abilities at some point, but I'm probably not going to do it on this character. Like, do it on a dedicated like water mage or something like that, just because it'll be fun. I'm gonna grab Curse the Silent and Crackle as well because those two are ones that.
Got the aptitude. You should join the Mages College in Winter.
Yoink. Alright, cool. You know what? I'm going to head up to Dragonbridge and go and head up towards Solitude. Get some of these items handed in. And then, as long as I'm not distracted by Orion, I might go and join the College of Winterhold. Because, well, for one thing, I want to join the College of Winterhold on this character specifically. And for two things, I have a mod on that I've only played through the once. But it's an expansion mod to the College of Winterhold questline. So it's much more interesting. And you learn a whole bunch of extra spells, which is kind of cool. Oh my god, that would be such a cool idea for a mod, though. Transfiguration mods, where you can change... Instead of changing the entire character, you change, like, chunks of your character to be more like another creature or something like that. That help you in a specific environment. Like, for an example, let's just say there was an expansion to the game where you were going into areas that are considerably hotter than Skyrim, to the point where there's like literal lava and that kind of stuff. Well, one of the mods that I've got installed, let me show you, adds in a half dragon race, and it gives me these scaly legs and gloves and boots, which are supposed to be the hands and the feet for the character. I don't know how that's supposed to be considered feet. I have no idea. But hey. But the idea is, like, for an example, transfiguring your character's legs into something like similar to this. Not quite the same, but similar. So they can walk across lava or hotter terrain, either without taking damage or with taking very little damage. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Or you could have like a melee fighting version where, like, instead of bound weapons, your fists turn into stone and you fight that way. Which I think would be really kind of cool. Oh yeah, and I finally installed a few really cool lore-friendly mods, which add in Broken Oblivion Gates and World Anchor and Cold Harbor Anchors. Ah, there he is.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to
Oh, here we go.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Letter from Orion Morales. Greetings, I'm contacting you today because I've recently procured a rare item through a merchant and was informed that they obtained the item from you. But I suppose, as I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm Orion, curator of the Dragonborn Gallery Museum in Solitude. I was hoping you might be interested in procuring some additional items for me to display in the museum. I would compensate you generously for what you are able to find and return. I hope to meet you, Orin. Cool. So what I'm thinking is I'm not going to take the cart to Solitude. I am going to go through Labyrinthian and up towards Morthal so that I can hand in this quest. Maybe do a couple of quests around Morthal again because I did some before. And hopefully gain a bunch of items that I can hand over to Orion and gain a lot more money than I have recently. Because I've earned about 2 or 3k in the past from Orion. But before that, I've even earned 10 or 15, like up to 10k or higher from him. So I was just thinking, well, I guess I need to bring him better gear. It's like at least a couple of times I've gone off and done like the College of Winterhold or one of the larger quest mod, one of the larger guild style quest chains, and I've had almost every like 50 plus items, and I've literally gotten like the house in a matter of minutes after joining the museum. Oi, bug off. God. Didn't make it any better. Alright, fine. Whoa, okay. Ow. Bloody saber cats. They're nasty buggers, and I am going to avoid that one. I'm actually thinking, how are we doing? I might head off and make a mage robe for this character shortly. Because I've gone through a few ideas to try and make this character a bit more interesting. So when I created Yuki, my other character, I came up with this idea where she was a noble fallen from like her high stature and is working in like what is basically a seedy club in her home city just to survive, which I thought, okay, that kind of works. But this club could give me multiple ideas for other characters as well. It's like I've got this idea for a non-player character who's a giant Khajiit. And when I say giant, I'm talking like... For those of you who've seen any of Sir Rumpel's character presets, something along those lines in size. Okay, fine. Sweet.
Return my beacon to Mount Kill Creek, and I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light.
So yeah, I had this idea of this amazing character who would be an NPC as I said, would be just this really big, really meaty Khajiit character, and he would be one of the bouncers. And the main way that I made him like different from a lot of the Khajiit that you see in Skyrim or any of the other Elder Scrolls games is he would be purely black-furred. So he'd be like the bipedal version of like a panther. I didn't really have many other ideas for him, but I just thought that would be a really cool and really intimidating character to have around this not particularly safe place. Alright, bud, what are you wanting me to shoot this time? Hey, Dante. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh. Yeah. I was just talking about a idea that I had for a character to do with some backstories. I'm actually getting to that point where I really want to start building a location mod for myself, but I don't know how to do it in Skyrim. I know that I'd have to use the creation kit, but I'd have to figure out how to do it properly. And it's not going to be one of these big empty locations like some mod authors do for like screenshots. I want this place to actually have proper characters all over the place. And, you know, eventually have them like properly voiced would be kind of the idea. Yeah, I was coming up with different ideas for how I could make these interesting extra characters that I wouldn't be playing myself, but I'd in some ways would kind of love to have them as like companions. As I was saying, the idea was a character who is a guard of one of these seedier, shall we say, clubs in this area. Who's just this big, butch Khajiit who looks kind of like a panther. I know, right? It's stupid, isn't it? I really think that if someone was willing to do it, that this entire game's world map could do with being, I want to say, between 2 and 3 times larger. So that you can accommodate things like that. Fuck it. Just going to quickly use the stash spell to get rid of a bunch of crap in my inventory. Oh, I've got a bunch of staves on me that I could probably put a bug in there. Yeah, let's do that. I almost never use staves, I must admit. Oh, you moron. Those are the staves that you're supposed to use to get around the fucking maze. That was stupid. Oh yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you there, dude. Wand of Mage Light. I need to have a look at this wand mod and see if I can find a way of fixing it, because a lot of the items... Well, they act like staves, and the, where the magic effect is still at the same spot where the staff magic effect is. Okay, that's alteration. Would it be repulsion? No, it wouldn't be. Nope, Mage Light. Random flute, okay. What the fuck? That's a bit glitchy. I'm sorry, what? You found Jalador's Stone. The powerful relic grants a spell which can be used to recharge your magicka. The stone must be recharged with soul gems periodically by clicking on the stone in the inventory and expending a filled soul gem of your choosing. Larger gems will yield more uses. That's cool. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, flame staff, so let's do 5 volts. Going down. That is conjuration. Well, that clearly didn't work. Huh. That's a glitched. I'm gonna quickly see if I can find myself a banished staff. Oh, cheating. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Nope. I don't know. Maybe I just try Bound Conjure Familiar. Okay. What is a Maze Guardian? I think I'm going to have my ass pounded in, so I'm going to do a quick save about here. Oh shit, yeah, I'm doing like nothing to him. Breath of Kine Amulet. Holy shit, that's amazing for shouts. Minotaur horns, fire arrows, and 600 septims. Damn, dude's rich. I need an illusion spell. Pretty fucking simple. Oh, if I can aim. Fucking bird. Why are you telling me to shoot something that is unshootable? Or tis it? Whoops! I forgot that I had fire arrows equipped. So poor little Skeever went for a flying lesson. Okay, there's no sounds for an ice wraith. That's scary as fuck. But it sues. Holy shit, it does. I mean, for a creature that is quite literally called Ice Wraith, it kind of makes sense. A voiced flame atronach? I don't think I've ever seen that before. I can't remember what mod's doing that. Well, you're gonna burn the plant. Stupid flame atronach. Diadem of the Savant. Nice. Daedric Heart. Oops, I just ate it. Oh well. At least I know that it helps me now. Seriously. That's something that's always bugged me about the Diadem of the Savant. It is boring. You know what? This is unacceptable. I'm going to frickin' find a mod to replace it. I'm 99% sure that I used to have one. But for some reason, it just not there no more. Alright, let's do Diadem. Dude, Arve's version looks insane already. Yes, please. Is this a mod list? It's a personal mod list. I haven't got any... I haven't uploaded it or made any thoughts of uploading it. Okay. I'm going to have to quickly grab that because, holy shit, that looks so much cooler. Although, to be honest, Ave's stuff is just incredible. From what it looks like they, probably she, does almost purely jewelry, which is actually kind of cool. Ave Zephyrus? Oh, it's their own staff. Oh, sick. It's kind of cool. Hefnorek staff. Very cool. I'll have to come back to these at some point. Okay, we're going to put that in. Oh, that replaces something? Dragon Priest stuff. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's fine. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm actually going to... I might not do it on stream, actually, now that I think about it. But I'm going to make a new character outfit for this character because I want her to have her mage outfit and a couple of other things. But beyond that, I'm actually going to see if I can figure out a way to do like an armored version of this mage outfit. Because I've done really cool looking mage outfits in the past, and the only thing that's bugged me is like, well, how can I make it work for a battle mage rather than just a normal mage? So I will have to figure it out. But yeah, we do not... I can set up a mod list for those interested. I mean, I have had one set up in the past, but I just need to sort out commands for this chat setup. Ah, it does work. Good. All right. Reply commands. Here we go. Ah, yeah, we do have a command for my mod list, which is !mod SSE. So, normal exclamation mark, MOD SSE. Please note it's not fully up to date, but it's up to date enough. I'm going to be updating it very soon. Probably as soon as I put Cosplay Pack Gala in. Only reason I haven't put that mod in yet is because I don't know what Carnarvon wants people to do with it. Like whether... I mean, I've seen a number of screenshots of it, but... Oh, I guess if there's screenshots, then having it on video should be fine. I'm just trying not to get on a mod author's bad side. That is a very bad idea. Oh. Oh, it is there. It's just really high up. Okay, I might need to have to... brain not working, clearly. what I might need to do is go into the mesh and just rotate it, because it's currently kind of up like this, and we want it a bit more like that. Maybe slightly enlarge it as well, just to make it look cooler.
BEST Viwares on streamboo.com. Remove the space at 9 utqvies.
Oh boy. Alright, you little shit. Give me just a moment. Goodbye. My apologies for being so rude, folks, but that's what happens when you have a random little bot coming into your chat. And needless to say, if you ever see these kind of links to websites like that one, they're probably fake, and they're just not worth logging on to. I mean, I might even see if I can figure out who's hosting streamboo.com and see if I can send them a message saying, hey, this is a this website is highly suspect. Please take it down. Whoa, whoa, get off. Ow. Alrighty, dealt with you. Oh, hello. Oh, at least it's a scourge rather than a bloody deathlord. Because a Death Lord would be no fun at all. What have we got here? Not a huge amount. I don't know. What are you trying to do, game? Are you trying to make me pick people's pockets? Well, that's a bit bloody rude. Ah, okay. Deal with you. Not gonna lie, some of the Woodelf stuff is really overpowered. Hey look, you're just really good at archery to start off with. Have fun. As we all already know, what's the most overpowered build in Skyrim? Sneak Archer. I want to drop a bit more than just that. Let's do that too. Drogo shouldn't bleed. I'm just saying. They're undead. And they're so heavily desiccated that I severely doubt that there's anything blood-alike in their veins. Nothing in here. I'll let you two sleep. I'll take that elephant helmet. And out we go. Whew. Yeah, no, I can't be bothered. Go away. Oh, I can't be bothered with that, though. Because that looks like a deer. Elk. Never mind. Same thing, basically. Oh yeah, nice. Oh great. I'm carrying too much, and it's really late at night. Which means shop's not open yet. Oh well. Stash time. Ah, the town that I started off in. Good old Morthal. Eh. I'll go and talk to the R tomorrow.
Finally, someone comes in. Pick up your boots and stay a while. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I got nothing but time these days. There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room.
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Why am I hearing equipping anime sounds?
This way.
Sure, I might have some dirt.
Let me know if there's anything else you
But
need.
that's just ancient history. You know what I mean?
Might be dynamic grip, possibly. Don't know. Go on, out you go.
Why, good evening.
What can I get you, Alva?
What can't you get me, sweetie?
Did you want something to eat?
Eat? No, I don't think I'm... Not now.
Right. Okay. Tell me if you change your mind.
There's another vampire in here.
All they do is work.
I recognize that voice line. That might be one of the more relaxing quest lines to do. Hunting a vampire.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. I'd consider joining up myself. Mm-hmm.
Wolf the Watcher. Totally not a witcher plant. I'm almost tempted to find out what mod he comes from. Download a Geralt or Geralt's armor pack and just give it to him. Just so I've got like literally a Witcher sat in Morthor's pub. Oh. Re-equip all my gear. Oh, thanks, game. Good old Skyrim being, well, Skyrim. The reason I'm going straight back in is just simply because I know what my game's like. And the chances of it just being a random bug is more than likely. And the problem with random bugs is you just end up rolling your eyes at them and then trying to avoid them. Let's move my microphone out of the way. Because if it's up here, then it's kind of in the way and I can see it really easily. And that, I don't know about you guys, but for me that is very distracting. And I am not that happy with it. Oh yeah. That was one of the cool things that Razer did with... Bearing in mind, I'm not a massive fan of the version 3 Razer Krakens, because these are the version 2s. And they still work. After, like, they've only recently had their first ever proper repair. One of the nice things, though, that they did with the version 3s is you can actually remove the microphone. I do actually want to try that out on either another PC or something like that and see if it actually just works as a standalone microphone. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't, but it would be interesting. Saves me a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do some outfit mashups for this character. Because I'm not sure whether the ones that I already have for Yuki will work for this character. Plus it gives him a bit more reason to be creative, honestly. Which is something I really like to do. I cannot see where that is. Partially because the sun. Okay, fine. I'll just ignore it for the time being then. Come out and find some stuff later. Now, I've only had this ever happen to me with the one time in the past with Orion, so I'm wondering whether he'll actually whether I can actually mention the letter to him. I think it'd be kind of interesting if I could, actually.
They can't hurt Uncle Rob here. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Lock the city gate.
Oh, it's one of you. Ugh, you're annoying. Mark 4 delete.
Get on with it!
Rock there. You helped
You only ever get the one of them, but it's so irritating.
by opening that gate for Ulfric. You betrayed your son.
So for those wondering, those are the guards that you're supposed to have in the East Empire Company warehouse during the Thieves Guild questline. And I think they're only supposed to be down there then. Random pair of mannequins running around? Okay, fine. I wish someone would backport the mannequin fix. That'd be really cool.
I'm sorry, can I help you? The museum is currently closed until further notice.
You sent me this letter.
Oh, yes. So you are the one who recovered that relic. Very nice find, I must say. You seem to be a person who can manage to uncover the exceptionally rare. I'd love to hire you to produce a list of additional items. I'll pay you top price for them, and after you return, perhaps we could discuss other possibilities.
I'll get right on that.
Excellent. They have become increasingly rare.
Oh no!
One apparently was stolen recently. Another, it's like, and the
I'm sorry, can I help you?
Two of these items are getting a bit tarnished. They should be cleaned again soon.
God damn it. Find the 6th house Bellhammer. You know what? I'm going to be lazy and not do that. I'll still pick them up eventually, but I'm not going to do it, like, immediately.
I'm sorry, can I help you? The museum is currently closed until further notice.
Well, today's your lucky day. I just so happen to have a few things you might be interested in.
Do you really? Well, now you have piqued my curiosity. Might I have a look?
Of course you might. Why is the Dad of the Savant light armor? Shouldn't be.
Well, I must say, I am impressed with the quality of your finds. I believe this would be a sufficient payment for these items.
Oh, 7 grand. Very nice. Yes.
Would you be interested in working with the museum?
I can bring things for you to display.
disperse any and all of your collection as you see fit, and you'll bring the rest of it to be safe in your absence.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent. Well, let me get... This building was once called Magnarian Hall and was built as a temple dedicated to Talos, the patron god of the Nords. After the White Bull concorded, however, the statue was moved and the temple closed. I came here a few years ago and was able to procure use of the space in the pursuit of establishing this museum.
Trying to find my character outfit parts. There it is.
To accommodate what I hope will become one of the grandest collections of Tamrielic history in the world. This grand atrium I call the Hall of Heroes. It is where a variety of historically significant relics can be displayed.
Then we go through the normal Orient stuff, and then we can head off and do whatever.
Off to the right is the reception hall and staff barracks, as well as the museum office where I do much of my work. To our left, you'll find the central hallway leading to all the other galleries of the museum, which also serves as the cultural arts exhibit. Here, I hope to display a variety of art, as well as elements representing the more primitive cultures here in Skyrim, such as the Falmer, Forsworn, the Giants, and more. Down here on the lower level, we will find access to the East Exhibit Halls, which houses the Daedric Gallery, the Hall of Lost Empires, Hall of Oddities, and the Hall of Legends, which showcase a vast array of relics pertaining to the Daedra, Dwemer, Falmer, and ancient Nordic cultures, as well as a number of peculiar items that defy simple classification. At the close end of this hall, the stairwell will lead to the armories in the basement and up to the second floor. There you will find access to the Natural Science Gallery, as well as the Dragonborn Hall, where I will commission a variety of displays heralding any of your accomplishments. At the far end of the hallway on both floors, you'll find access to the Grand Library, and here on this floor, the door on the right also connects to the museum office. If you cannot find me in my office, you will almost certainly find me whiling away the hours in the library. Also, you should pick up a copy of the museum guide at the entrance of the museum. It will let you know the schedule of where I'm working, should you need to find me, and it will offer you an easier way of navigating the museum, as well as keep track of how many displays our museum has. Of course, it may take me a moment to update those accounts, so check the guide again if you feel the numbers seem off. I'm sure I'll eventually look for everything. Any items you find for display, you can either manually place them yourself, or utilize the prep station in my office. And I'll ensure everything you have gets properly displayed if it has an appropriate place. I'm likely to have a variety of tasks for you, but in between, I'm sure you could help me find a random relic or two I've been researching. Feel free to look around and come find me if you have any questions. I'm very excited about the prospects and where we are headed. What can I do for you?
I have some things for display.
Let's see if I've got any items that I can just give him.
Of course.
Ooh, whole bunch of books. I can give him the legendary Corundum Blade. For a long period of time, I thought you just can't give him those. And in Stagmas, yeah, might as well. I'm not going to use Bolor's Oath Blade, so I'm going to give him that as well.
Wonderful. I'll get right to work having this displayed. We're back.
What's
Wonderful.
next?
Very simple. You keep doing what you're doing and stopping here from time to time.
Oh yeah, normal dialogue. Cool.
Inspiring to the people. Well, here enough. If you bring some samples of flora and fauna, you can build. Oh yes. I'll mark. All right then. Oh my.
Find Amulet of Debella and bring it to Orion. What's the betting? It's in someone's house. That's the bounty for Asselfar. I'm gonna get him to... Never mind. Next time I talk to him, I'll get him to swap that one out. Oh yeah, the museum outfit. Which isn't bad, but I'd probably want to go for something else. I'm already halfway. What? That's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what happens when you just play the game for a bit of fun to start off with. Don't do anything like major, but look around and see what you can find. Because here's the thing, Orion wants, if you talk to him and offer him items to add to the collection, he wants basically all kinds of things. He wants full armor sets, he wants specific weapons, books, random little nuggets and items that you find. Everything is ridiculous. Hell, if you're an... Let's just say, for an example, say you installed this mod later on, and you're already like an accomplished Thieves Guild master, for an example. You could take all of the items that you've gathered from that, take them to the museum, give them to Orion, and I'd be willing to bet that you probably hit 50 in no time. For all the items that he wants. Bearing in mind I think there's over like 600 or 700 items. So it's not a small amount. I mean, technically, if you were going to play through this fully, the idea is you're going to be doing like almost like Gopher did with his Leonard character, where you're playing a storyline, going through random dungeons, doing random quests for random people, and then occasionally when your bags are so full that you can barely move, you go back to the museum, drop it all off, maybe do a quest or two in Solitude, and then bog off out to the rest of the world and continue going on as you were. Now, getting a bit distracted, I'm actually looking at this character outfit. I'm thinking, as much as I like it, I kind of want to make it a bit more green, because that's kind of the idea behind this outfit. I came up with some ideas as to how I wanted her to look before I even started playing her. And the idea is she comes from basically the same club as Yuki, but in this case, Yuki is a rogue, whereas Lazara, this character, is a mage. She's technically going to be a battle mage. But I also thought, okay, how would I build a Woodelf battle mage? And the main thought that came to my head was, well, what if I incorporate some Woodelf's natural stats? Like, they're incredibly good archers, they're very sneaky, and that's the main big stats, but yeah, you could really come up with something interesting. Hell, if you wanted to have a character that's completely adherent to the Green Pact, for an example, you could give them like a bone armor set or something like that that's either light or heavy armor, depending on which you'd want. And that would kind of work. Now, I've got this Harrier quest called Beast Tongue, where basically it's telling me to go and hunt a bunch of animals. I'm going to turn off the Green Pact stuff after that, because I think, personally, I think as a vampire, I've got this thing that has happened in several TV shows where well, TV shows and films where if a vampire tries to eat anything, it basically just turns to ash in their mouth. It doesn't do anything for them. Or it's like incredibly poisonous to them. And I thought, well, technically I'm already breaking the Green Pact by becoming a vampire. So what if I couldn't adhere at all to the Green Pact? And that was one of the thoughts that I was going through my head. But yeah. Alright, guys and girls, I'm going to have a bit of a brainstorming session tonight and probably play around with a few ideas to make her a new outfit. More befitting of her. I mean, this one is kind of befitting of her, but I wanted to come up with something that would work for her as a... as like a vampire as well, because don't get me wrong, I love this current appearance, but I wanted to do something a bit more interesting. So yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll hopefully share a few screenshots on either X or on Discord once I've got something working, and we'll see what we can do from there. I've actually had an idea before I do anything else. Oh, not that. To incorporate the maid apron from Carnarvon's cosplay pack. All I need to do now, really, is I need to just adjust it so that it fits the character better. And it doesn't even matter whether it has physics. I could just do that. I could just find a version that doesn't have physics, add it into the outfit, and hey presto, it works. Because the idea is, at least backstory-wise, she was a maid for... She was... Sorry, not a maid, but a barmaid for quite a while. Because this, the idea with her is... Her and Yuki are kind of in the same boat, where they were both once nobles. But for one reason or another, they're either them or their house lost their nobility, and they basically just had to survive on what they had left. And in this case, they didn't have much. So it was just a random idea that I thought to just kind of spice up the character a little bit and make him a bit more lifelike, a bit more real, honestly. But anyway, folks, I'm going to have to call it there, as it is 11:15. I am going to continue to try and stick to about 3-hour streams, just because that's personal preference. The thing is, I've tried to do 4-hour streams in the past, and I've felt that I don't have enough content to do 4 hours. I mean, if I'm playing a brand new game, then yeah, I could probably easily do a 4-hour stream. But when it comes to, like, a game that I played for a long time, like Skyrim, it's not as easy. So, if anybody wants to suggest other games for me to play in the future, I am all ears. But for the time being, we're going to continue with Skyrim until I am really bored shitless of it and I want to go and play something else. But until then, folks, we're sticking with Skyrim. So good night. Stay safe. Have fun. And I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know which character we're going to play. We might play a bit of Yuki. We might play a bit of this character. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm going to stick with this character because I want to show you guys at least some of the College of Winterhold quest expansion mod that I'm using. Because it is really cool. So yeah, anyway, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. So good night. Stay safe. Have fun. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.